Yo, what's going on, guys? In this video, I kind of just want to talk about my story and how I was able to do seven figures with Ecom while in college. Actually, the truth is, it was like a couple months after college, but I was still doing numbers during college. And this needs to be taken back to high school, right? Because I was broke, and I think a lot of people watching this, you might be broke as well. And that's okay. Like everyone is broke. Like everyone starts broke, right? For the most part, at least. But in high school, I always had jobs. I had a job since I was 16. I even had at one point two jobs just to have a source of income coming in. And that's probably the most important thing, is to have some source of income coming in to fund your media buying, your ads, your business. And as much as you guys are complaining or not satisfied with your dropshipping store, the truth is you're barely paying anything to get it started. And you're able to build something massive. You can build a huge brand with dropshipping. And the reality is you're not paying much to get started. And so have that perspective with everything. But I guess my point is, like, you guys need some source of income. Savings, sure, you can use savings, but it's the wrong mindset, because with the savings, you know that once you run out, you're done. Whereas a job, you know it's very consistent and you'll get a paycheck every 2 weeks, right? Completely different mindset. Now, what I did was, and this is in high school and in college, is my minimum wage wasn't enough. Fuck, I just died. My minimum wage straight up wasn't enough. I know now in California, at least, it's like $17.50. I was just talking to my dad about this, like $7.15 an hour.
So here's the deal. As an audio engineer, I'm acutely aware
oh my
of
gosh.
what people listen to music on.
I know minimum wage now is like 17 an hour or whatever. But it wasn't always like that. So my two jobs, it just wasn't enough in high school, because I was working. I mean, I was playing sports, and I had other obligations. But in college, what I would do, and I started this in high school, but more so in college, is I would wash cars. Actually, detail cars. That's what I would call it. It is a detail. I clean the outside and the inside. Spent a couple hours doing it. It took quite a while to finish the car, a couple hours. But I was able to charge $125 and then get a tip. Sometimes I would get $150 per car wash, right? And it cost me $0 to get leads. And those leads turned into month-long clients, because I would wash their cars every single month. So it got to a point where I was making anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a week washing cars when I wanted to. Some weeks I wouldn't wash cars, I wouldn't post, I wouldn't get leads, I would reschedule, whatever. Because it is like manual labor. It is kind of tiring, I'm not going to lie. But I would just have a source of income. And it was more than a minimum wage job, and quite honestly more fun. I can listen to music. I was working by myself. I was just washing cars. It wasn't like I was, working McDonald's or something. So, I did that, and during this time, I would just always be testing products or working on a product, working on a store, scaling it, running ads, whatever. But this entire time, I always had people to listen to, people guiding me, mentors, right? In college, I always would pay for mentors and stuff, and learn from them, and help, and have them help me test products and whatnot. But I always stuck to one thing, and the thing was just testing products. It was always just testing products and sticking to the business model. Because it's what I've always done, and I knew that if I were to go into, and I almost did this, like go into like trading stocks or something, I would have to relearn everything and start from the bottom and lose money, because when you start off, you're going to lose money. Like, that's just how it goes. Too many people quit. You guys should read this book right here, Think and Grow Rich, right? He talks a lot about having a deep faith in yourself, deep desire in yourself, a desire to succeed. And every time you switch up and try to do a new thing, you got to learn new things. You lose faith. Whereas dropshipping, it was like if I tested a product and failed, I didn't lose faith in the business model. I just lost faith in that product. I was like, I knew the business worked. I knew people online were making money and they were making it work. Why couldn't I? Like, they knew something that I didn't. And that's why I would just have mentors and have them teach me. But I mean, further than that, I just improved my skills on media buying, on store creation, on product research and copywriting. Like, all that stuff mattered. Looking back at my stores now, my product selection was dog shit. My stores were bad. I wasn't spending enough on ads. I was maybe cutting myself short with the money I was making from cars, and I wasn't testing products long enough. Right, and that comes down to like not being scared to test, like not worrying about losing money. Like, you're gonna lose money. That's just how it goes. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Like, that's just how it goes. So you need to take a risk, and obviously calculated risks, right? And that's what dropshipping allows you to do for relatively cheap. Imagine if you were like start a clothing brand and you have go buy a bunch of inventory and stuff. Like, that's a big risk. Dropshipping, it's very, very low risk, low barrier of entry, and I think that's why it is competitive, because a lot of people can get into it, but it's not hard to be better than 95% of your competitors, right? There's a lot of kids dropshipping. It's not hard to be better than them. Just put the time in. But I guess like the reason I was able to do 7 figures in ecom is because it's something that's scalable, right? Take, for example, washing cars. It's much more difficult to scale because I need another me, right? I can't wash 20 cars a day. I physically cannot. There's not enough time in the day to do that. So I would need to get another worker, right? I would need to get another worker to wash more cars, and you can take this example to like dog walking as well. That's like a pretty lucrative business model. It's a good problem to solve, but you can't walk 1,000 dogs, right? So it is scalable, just more difficult. And when you start off dropshipping, it's not scalable. You can only make a certain amount of landing pages in an hour, in a day, whatever, right? But once something works, you make all your money essentially while you're sleeping, while you're scaling ads, right? So it turns into a business that's super scalable very, very quickly, right? So that's why ecom was so intriguing to me, because it was something that was scalable, unlike other business models that are much more difficult. So whether you're doing ecom and dropshipping, find something that you can fail at a relatively low risk, a low cost. I was talking to one of my students, Joseph, about this. He brought it up, actually, is that you need to be able to fail cheaply, right? That means you can take a lot of risk, and we're so young. You're able to take this risk. You're able to get in debt. You're able to be broke. That's totally fine. Most college students are broke, so don't worry about losing $500, $1,000. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter. Like, worst case scenario, you finish college and you work 9 to 5 and you have a good job and maybe you make over $100K a year. Like, that's fine. But it's okay to go broke now. You can go broke multiple times. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. And the truth is, like, you're not gonna know what product it is or what business model that's gonna make you a lot of money to reach your goals, right? It's a learning process. I do want to talk about like 1 year in college specifically that really kind of helped me grow a lot, and it was my freshman year when I was in my dorm. So I think this was like 2019 or 2020. I set myself a goal to read 12 books a year, so that's basically 10 pages a day. That was my New Year's resolution, and I did it. I actually read more than 12 books. But I learned so much about just myself and personal development and mindset, business mindsets. It was all nonfiction books, but anywhere from like Napoleon Hill to like, really like business books like Hormozy and stuff like that. But it really, really helped to read. And then in retrospect, I was just learning. And you can learn a lot faster on YouTube, to be honest. I mean, even ChatGPT, you can sit down there and have conversations with that and learn. But if you often get stuck in business because you're not learning, you don't know what the next best move is. You just physically don't know. So the only way to find out is to learn and to have a calculated next best move. So that's why I continue to read. I continue to learn, and then I learn, and then I make content for you. I learn and I implement what I learn into my stores. Right? It's just a constant process of learning. I think college has things backwards. Like you're there to learn, and then after you never have to learn again. You have a job, you have a degree, you never need to learn. Like that is so bad. God damn it. That is terrible, right? That's how you get complacent and then stop improving in all things in life. So I always just had an open mindset about learning new things, learning new strategies, being able to pivot. Like there's been plenty of times where I was like, I'm so done with TikTok ads. I'm done with advertising. I tried organic for like a couple weeks, but I still stuck around the business of dropshipping. And the business of dropshipping, truthfully, it's just e-commerce. So there's plenty of ways to make money with e-commerce. I mean, you can do affiliates, right? You can not even make the product. You can just sell someone else's product. I mean, there's TikTok Shop now. There's organic. I mean, there's so many social media platforms to advertise on. Like, you don't need to limit yourself just to Facebook or TikTok. I mean, you can learn new skills in other areas. But yeah, at this point, I feel like I've just rambling now. So if you guys have any questions, you can leave them down in the comment section below. I'll be happy to answer them, happy to help you out, help you get started. No. But yeah, I mean, I've been in the game for a long time, and it wasn't always up and downs. Like I think people don't see the hard work. They don't see the times where I was broke multiple times, and everyone goes through that. Just part of the game. But you get better over time. Oh, let's go. And you're just learning to improve, and just improve every single day, and show up every single day. In college, I was one hack that I did was got all my classes online. I was able to not do a lot of homework every single day. I would do them all. I would stack it up all and do it on Sunday. So throughout the week, I was just at my place, just learning new things, everything we talked about. But I wasn't really focused on school, and I still had good grades. Obviously, business classes are so easy. I was fine. I had good grades. I failed maybe one class in college, and I graduated in 4 years. So, oh no, no. But yeah, I guess plan out your weeks. Try to get school, college classes out of your schedule as much as you can. And online classes were the way to go. And I was taking a lot of credits. I was taking 12, 13 credits at a time with online classes. So I know it's possible to do. It's not fun, but I mean, ChatGPT does help a lot. And yeah, I mean, still being able to pass the test and understand the important concepts in your class, and that's easy to do. But all right, guys, that's it for this video. Yeah, I hope it helped. And if you guys have any questions, leave it down below. All right, take care.